Okay, so today I'm here to talk about back tension and how I personally feel that I'm able to achieve it. I think it's the number one thing to strive for when it comes to accuracy. The reason I say that is because if you don't have back tension and you're trying to use your forearms or any of your arm muscles to keep things steady, you don't stand a chance. Those are all little bitty muscles, not little bitty, but they're smaller muscles than your back muscle group. So if you can engage those back muscles, I personally feel it's your best chance at being very accurate. I'm going to tell you how I personally think that you need to achieve back tension. Again, this is all my personal opinion. It's not right, it's not wrong. Maybe you think it's wrong, but I think it's right. And again, it's just my own personal experience from years and years of shooting. So let me show you how I think the right way to do it is, and then I'll show you some reasons why I think doing it wrong is not good. So if you watch most target archers, they start out with the bow out here. Maybe they're lining up the arrow or getting their sights on target, I don't know. I certainly use the arrow to perceive how I'm going to shoot it, but basically I'm an instinctive shooter. I'm sure I take everything in subconsciously, but regardless of that, if you hold your bow out here like this, and you come to full draw, by leaving that hand out there, using back muscles to engage, and coming to full draw, personally, I think that's the best way to get your back muscles engaged. If you're coming to draw like this, you know, that's engaging these muscles, and that is going to fail. If you're pulling up from the ground and you're getting like this, you know, that's using these muscles again to try to get to full draw. That's not what you want to do. If you can, think of your forearm as just a lever. The only thing that you want to do with your forearm is keep all those muscles relaxed, because you don't want to have to depend on your forearm muscles. Just think of it as a lever to hold that string until you say go. And then again, you're just going to let go. You're not going to open your hand. Don't try to do anything consciously. Just imagine a bucket dropping out of there. So if you're coming to full draw, you know, the old sky draw like this, personally, I have a hard time engaging my back muscles from here, and I'm going to be collapsing right before release. You've heard me say in the past, I try to think of my rear elbow as the rear sight on a rifle, and the tip of my arrow as the front sight, and if I can line those things up, I can usually make a pretty good shot. The reason I say that is because if your back muscles aren't engaged, if you look in the mirror, come to full draw, and your elbow's out like that, you cannot have your back muscles engaged with your elbow out like that. If it's too high or if it's too low, you're setting yourself up to fail. If your arm can't go straight back upon release, you're not going to make a good shot. So if your arm is way out here, your elbow, your hand is going to have to go this way. If it's back here, it's going to go back this way. So you want to set yourself up for success in the sense that have your back elbow in line with everything. When you come to full draw in the mirror, you shouldn't be able to see your elbow anymore. It should all line up, and then when it's lined up, you'll be able to feel your back. You kind of just feel it get set. So right now, back tension, now I'm set. I got my whole back holding. I can hold at full draw, kind of like that, for a pretty long time. Again, if I'm doing it in the mirror, that elbow is going to go away. Now I'm locked. If you see me shooting at targets, you'll see me come to full draw, get set, because I'm now doing bone on bone in my back, and that's when my body can hold all that weight without any real effort. I'm shooting 56 pounds at 28. I'm not a big guy. I'm only like maybe 150 pounds. I'm not saying that because I'm Hercules, but the only reason I'm able to shoot these heavy poundage bows is because I'm using the right technique. I started shooting a 50-pound bow when I was 7. So I started out at, I couldn't come all the way to full draw because I wasn't strong enough. So I was at least coming to here, but I was releasing that way. I made all sorts of mistakes when I was little and stuff like that, but anyway, I'm going to try to demonstrate from above on some of these balloons, but what I'm going to do is try to lock in that back elbow and then release straight back. That's how you can feel your back tension. A lot of people will put a strap on their elbow and come to full draw trying to use that muscle. If you wanted to, you could put your arm against a tree or something like that and just push back to feel those muscles. But if you practice long enough, you will feel when they get set. So if you watch me shoot, hopefully I come to full draw, I kind of lock in my body, and then I release. So I'll try to talk you through it. I'm going to come to full draw, I'm going to lock in, and I'm going to release. And see how I let my hand come straight back. I don't want to be pulling off like this. If your hand is coming off like that, as long as your elbow is in the right place, you're still going to make a fairly decent shot. So again, you don't want any forearm muscles really involved besides just holding the string. Think of this part of your arm as useless. You want to leave that as loose as a goose, so to speak, and use that back. Use that. If you were going to elbow somebody really hard like that, you can feel those muscles. That's my best way to say it. If you were going to come up and just elbow somebody just like that, you can feel what muscles you want to use. So let's just take some shots. Hopefully you can see my alignment in the camera. So again, I'm just trying to set myself up for success by letting that backhand come straight back. I personally use 2 anchor points. I come to my first anchor point, I do all my aiming, and I'm still pulling back. Don't ever think of an anchor point as somewhere to put your hand against your head and just let it rest. That's going to end up collapsing. If you're collapsing, you're not using your back muscles. So if you try to hold things back like this, that's how you're going to collapse. If those back muscles are engaged and you're pulling back when you're releasing, good things are going to happen. Oh, I lost the balloon. All right, well, let's try to shoot those other ones. I'm going to even try to get down here so you can see it. I'm going to blame that on the wind. All right. again, the best thing to do, I'm sorry I keep saying it again, I apologize, I'm not a good speaker. Just always be pulling back upon release, and try to pull straight back, and good things will happen. Another thing people find helpful, I did in the beginning, is imagine a golf ball over here, and on release, you want to try to capture it. It's another good way to engage those back muscles and get the hand going in the right direction, whatever it takes, right? Sometimes, you throw enough pasta at the wall and something's going to stick. If that's what it is to help you improve your form, good for you. So we'll take this last shot, call it a day. If you have any questions, hit me up. But otherwise, hope you learned something, and aim small.